Alright, so KG Elephant finally announced a new album. It's coming out April 19th. It's called Social Cues. You're looking at the album cover right now. It's rather interesting. But that's besides the point. We are here to review Ready to Let Go, the first single off of this new album. And right off the bat, this thing has some very, very strong, clean, refined guitar riffs. It reminds me very much of AM. You know, it has that heavy sound, but you could tell it's clean, it's polished. It spent a lot of time in the post-production stage. And it's also very reminiscent of Tell Me I'm Pretty, their 2015 album. And a lot of people are saying that, but when you say that, you have to understand there's a very important distinction to be had with that album, at least in my opinion. And for a moment, just allow me to make that distinction because it does have a lot to do with my thoughts on Ready to Let Go. So with Tell Me I'm Pretty, I'd say about half the album is very simple, radio-friendly alt-rock. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'd say there's about 5 songs on here, Mess Around, Cry Baby, Portuguese Knife Fight, songs like that are just harmless songs, head bobbers, fairly catchy, but in the lyrics department and in terms of structure, the songs don't really have a lot going on for them. And I think when people criticize this album, I like to think that they're referring to these songs, because on the other side of the spectrum, this album does have some particularly well done songs. For example, Sweetie Little Jean, Trouble, Cold, 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 and one of my favorites, How Are You True. These are songs that, once again, are great upon first listen, but they keep me coming back because there's a sort of emotional core that drives the song, the lyrics, the structure. You can tell that there's some melancholy behind these songs, despite how catchy they are. And in a way, I think that is a proper continuation of Melophobia, which is my favorite KG Elephant album. And so when we're going to talk about Tell Me I'm Pretty, does Ready to Let Go fall into that radio-friendly alt-rock category, or does it fall into what I consider to be the good stuff? And I'm happy to report that Ready to Let Go does fall into that preferred category, at least for me. Starting off with the instrumental aspects, like I said, I like that driving guitar riff. The drums have a nice beat to them, once again, also driving the song. And I really like, at least for me, I hear this combination of southern twang and West Coast sounds with the guitars. And also these tastefully done synths that come in on the verses I really enjoyed. And I especially like the bridge, which is all instrumental. It's just sort of a light guitar solo, very reminiscent of something you'd hear on Trouble or Too Late to Say Goodbye from Tell Me I'm Pretty. And there's like these angelic voices coming in. It's very, very nice. But then once again, like I said, there's an emotional core. There is a sort of story unfolding of an inevitable end to a relationship. Ultimately, it's a breakup story. We hear him hundreds of times, but it's very well done here in the lyrics. Matt Schultz alludes to Pompeii and sort of just realizing that his relationship is kind of just smoke and mirrors and that it is going to come to an end, and he is, like the title says, ready to let go. So I think that the story is illustrated very well. It's not obvious upon first listen, which I like. I like to return to a song and pick apart the lyrics, and this song allows for that. So yes, I'm glad that they can continue the sound of Tell Me I'm Pretty without compromising in lyrics and emotion, because really, you can hear the melancholy in the melody on this one, despite how catchy it is, and I like that. Matt Schultz is good on vocal delivery, even though he doesn't really take any vocal risks or anything too crazy. And that's just my only criticism, is that yes, like most KG Elephant fans, I do miss the days of a song like Teeth. A lot of songs off of Thank You Happy Birthday that take some risks in structure, in delivery. But nonetheless, I'm perfectly fine with the direction they've chosen to go in, and I am very excited for this new album now that I've heard this song. And that's what a single should do. It got me excited for the album. So overall, I'm giving Ready to Let Go a 7.5 out of 10. Room for improvement, but overall shows great promise. And what do you guys think? Am I being too generous? You have your own complaints, praises. I openly invite your opinion down below. Is there new music out there that I should be covering? Please let me know. And I will be reviewing this album the day it comes out. So if you want to stick around for that, please do subscribe. Otherwise, that about does it.